Hi friends, today we are discussing about the formation of image by a concave mirror. First of all, we have to draw the concave mirror. So here I have drawn a concave mirror. So this is your concave mirror and this is the reflecting surface of your concave mirror and this is the back side of the concave mirror. That means when the light falls on the mirror, the light rays will be reflected. And here you can see the center of the mirror is a pole and this line is the principal axis where F is a focus and C is a center of curvature. Now for this concave mirror we have to place an object at different positions and we need to find an image. So what are the possible cases where we can place an object for the concave mirror? Let us assume this is your object. The first possible case where we can place it is at infinity, that is somewhat far from your concave mirror somewhere. Okay, so this is an object placed at infinity. And the second case, you can place an object beyond C. And next you can place an object on C, that means on center of curvature. And next you can place an object between F and C. And next you can place an object on F. Next you can place an object between P and F. So these are the possible cases. First you can place an object at infinity, beyond C, on C, between F and C, on F, and between P and F. These are the possible cases where we can place an object. And you need to find where an image will be formed in front of the concave mirror. To form an image in the concave mirror, the light has to be come from the object. For that we are taking three rules. Among three rules you can use any two rules to form an image. What are those three rules? So here you have your first rule. This is when a light ray parallel to principal axis passes through focal point. This is your rule 1. And you have your rule 2 which is passes through focal point parallel to principal axis. And you have your third rule, passes through center of curvature and reflects through center of curvature. Just you can see this is the incident ray, reflected ray, incident ray, reflected ray, incident ray, reflected ray. We can use among these three rules you can use any two rules. Why? Because an image will be formed where the reflected rays will be intersecting. Okay, now let me go for the ray diagrams. I can arrange them in easy way to understand how an image can be formed by a concave mirror. Now we will start drawing the ray diagrams for the concave mirror. First I am placing an object beyond C. Okay, if I place an object beyond C, an image will be obtained between F and C. That means if you place an object above principal axis, an image will be formed below the principal axis. And also you can observe here the object size is bigger when compared with an image size. To complete this ray diagram you have to use the rules. So here you can see I drawn with the help of a rule 1 and rule 2. The same thing itself only by using a light rays. Here I placed an object. The light rays are coming from the object. The rule 1, parallel to principal axis, passes through focal point. And rule 2, passes through focal point parallel to principal axis. So that means the reflected rays, the two reflected rays where will be intersecting, there only an image will be formed. If you place an object beyond C, an image will be formed between F and C. Now here you can see an object. Where is the object position? That is beyond C. Right. An object is placed beyond C. What about an image position? An image position is between F and C. Here you can see where is an image is obtained between F and C. What about its nature? That means what type of an image it is? It is real and inverted. Okay, so the nature of the image is real and inverted. What about its size? That means image size. The image size is diminished. That means the object size is bigger and image size is smaller. Okay, so object is placed beyond C, image is obtained between F and C, and its nature will be inverted image. It is a real and inverted, and the size is diminished. Okay, so next we can place an object between F and C, and image will be obtained beyond C. Now you see, now I placed an object between F and C, and image is obtained beyond C. That means quite opposite to your previous case. You see here object size is smaller, image size is bigger. That means if you place object between F and C, an image will be obtained beyond C. Okay, by using rule 1 and rule 2 I was completed the diagram. Here you see an object placed between F and C, an image is obtained beyond C, and it is an enlarged image. So here also used rule 1 and rule 2. So your rule 1, so parallel to principal axis passes through focal point, and rule 2 passes through focal point parallel to principal axis. So here the rays are intersected, so image is obtained beyond C. Okay, so where an object is placed, what is the object position? This time between F and C. Where an image is obtained, okay, look at the diagram and say where the image is obtained. An image is obtained beyond C. What about its nature? If an image is obtained below principal axis, it is real inverted. Okay, its nature is real and inverted. What about its size? Now can you say what about its size? It is enlarged. Okay, so when you place an object between F and C, image will be obtained beyond C. Okay, its nature real inverted. Okay, by using rule 1 and rule 2 we completed. Okay, now I am placing object on C. When you place an object on C, image is also obtained on C. So here also I used rule 1 and rule 2. So this is your object. The first rule, parallel to principal axis passes through focal point, and second rule, passes through focal point parallel to principal axis. Here you can observe the reflected rays are exactly intersected at a point C itself only. Okay, so always remember, so it has to pass through on F itself only. Okay, so by using rule 1 and rule 2, when you place an object on C, an image is also obtained at C itself only. So what is your position of an object? This is your object. The object is placed on C. Where an image is obtained, if an object is placed on C, an image will be obtained at C. What about its nature? It is formed below principal axis, so it is inverted image. What about its size? Here you see object size and image size is same. What will be the size of an object? The same size of an image will be obtained. Okay, next I am placing object on F. Okay, here you see, this time I used rule 1 and rule 3. Here you see object is placed on F. First rule, parallel to principal axis passes through focal point, and rule 3, passes through center of curvature and reflects through center of curvature. Here you can see the reflected rays are not intersected here. The reflected rays will be intersected at some far, that means at infinity. If you place an object on F, an image will be obtained at infinity. Now from this you can identify an object is placed on F focal point. Where an image is obtained? An image is obtained at infinity. What about its nature? It's below principal axis, so it is real and inverted. What about its size? The size will be highly enlarged. Now here you see it is a quite opposite to your previous ray diagram. In previous we placed object at on F, image is obtained at infinity. This time object is placed at infinity, image will be obtained at focal point. In this case I used only the rule 1 because it is infinity. It may be above principal axis or below principal axis. These dotted lines represent the light rays are coming from the infinity. So both I used only rule 1, parallel to principal axis passes through focal point. That means the reflected rays are intersected exactly on F. So the image will be obtained on focal point. So this time an object is placed at infinity. Where image will be obtained? Where the reflected rays will be intersected. The reflected rays are intersected at focal point. What about the nature? The nature is real and inverted. What about its size? The size will be highly diminished. Okay, when the object is placed at infinity, the image will be obtained at F. Highly diminished, or you can take as a point size. Both will be considered. Okay. Okay. So the last ray diagram from the concave mirror, the object is placed between P and F. In this case, I used rule 1 and rule 3. On F, I used rule 1 and rule 3. Between P and F also, we have to use rule 1 and rule 3. Here you see parallel to principal axis passes through focal point. See, parallel to principal axis passes through focal point. And rule 3 passes through center of curvature and reflects through center of curvature. If we place an object between P and F, the image will be formed inside the mirror and it is magnified image. And this time as it represents like an object, so it is a virtual erector. Now the object is placed between P and F, where an image is formed inside the mirror, so it is a behind the mirror. What about its nature? It's virtual erector and the size is magnified. Okay. Okay, once again you can see, so these are the 6 ray diagrams we drawn here. The first one you see, object beyond C, image between F and C. Opposite. If you place an object beyond C, image will be between F and C. If you place between F and C, image will be obtained beyond C. Remember, these two are very easy. Beyond C, between F and C. Between F and C, beyond C. Here diminished, here enlarged. And here you see, on C, on C. Here F in infinity, infinity F. Easy. F infinity, infinity F. Beyond C, between F and C, between F and C, beyond C. On C, on C. This is quite different. P and F behind the mirror. These are the 6 ray diagrams. Here first second, first second, first second. Okay. In these two cases you are using first and third. Here you are using only rule 1. Okay, beyond C, between F and C. Between F and C, beyond C. On C, on C. F, infinity. Infinity, F. P and F behind the mirror. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching the video.